attached to outcomes and can create, this loop of suffering, this loop of repetitive cycle that we then call our lives. Like, we wonder, like, why does our lives feel like it's a repeating cycle of the same plot, and why are some lessons just coming back or continuing to come back? Because I just feel like, when I was writing my book, I am aware of the story beats and this whole rhythm of the story. And I believe that, like the story has a rhythm, so does life. And so when we kind of engage into this perspective of a character that is on that hero's journey, so to say, we then also engage in its up and downs of the different cycles of the story and the different plot points and the story beats, which do contain a plot twist, like unexpected things happening, or then finally the disaster moment that then leads to this huge climax of, action, or an aha moment, or a moment of temptations and a lot of decision making, and having to face your fear and stuff. So I think while that might be nice and bring a lot of growth, also it's nice to know that you can just step out of that and not engage in like wanting something, not wanting something, or being completely ignorant about your present situation, about your current life, as these are described as the 3 causes and 3 roots of suffering in Buddhism. If you're Buddhist or not, it's still interesting to take out of those theories and learnings what you can find helpful for your own life. So this is just what I took away from it, that sometimes it can also help to detach from that whole process of aspiring something, and to actually going inward and observing your internal world of like, okay, what is the point of then engaging in this whole hero's journey and starting the first step on your adventure? Or why is the point, like, what's the point of even this whole story or the whole movie or the whole book? And I believe that it's trying to make us come back to our truth, to help us see something that we accepted as a false truth, but it's not true. It's something that is a so-called misbelief, or it's a perspective about ourselves or about the world that we along our journey started to accept as the truth, but it's not. And just kind of come back to our own truth, to the real truth, to our real selves, and helps us just kind of peel away more layers of stuff that we accumulated, of issues or triggers, or like anything that can cause a blockage or kind of blocks you from living your truth, or living with an open heart, basically. And so I think this is what the hero's journey is for, or first starting anything. And that's why also it's important to start it and to make experiences and to go out there and try things, because either way you win, right? It's like you make experiences and you're kind of engaged in this conversation and dance, like, of the external world, like the plot points, and your internal world, as in how you respond to external events. And so I think this is just so very interesting if you then at the same time start to detach and just see, okay, this is just like a screenplay, and you're observing your own reactions or just internal world while you're responding to the external. And so I think this is really freeing also. Yeah, I think it's about really living with an open heart and trying to live your truth that you have at the time, if that's what it takes. the reason why I couldn't really tune into more of the artistic things that I was doing was because I was expecting an outcome. I was very much attached to what it might bring me in the future rather than why I even started in the first place. So I kind of stopped listening to myself about what sparks something up in me, what my heart feels a calling for. Rather, I started to kind of look for things that kind of interested me. And this is why it kind of blocked me, because I could never really put in the work or finish those projects up, because, you know, creating something, or at least to me, like the artistic approach to things just does not work in that way. I mean, you can have a vision of what you're creating, but usually this is not how it started for me. Or at least the intention of creating something wasn't so attached to a certain outcome of where this road might lead me down to. It was more like, you know, creating this very thing that I wanted to express something with, that I created out of a certain intention, out of a good intention, like a matter of the heart for me. Being attached to expectations of outcomes just really blocked that in me. It's nice to have goals, but to follow your gut feeling and your heart's calling without blocking it by having expectations, it's just very freeing. And that whatever outcome, for the first time, I don't have one. I mean, I can sense a vision of where it's going, but I don't know. I really don't know. It doesn't matter if it's now or in a couple of years when I have more skills. I really, for the first time, feel free from this attachment of an outcome, from this urge, from this false urgency of not having time or having to start it now, or, you know, rather I can just let it develop the way it does. And it's just very nice to be kind of detached from that.